As many people here know, Patrick was a Houstonian, grew up here, played football, high school football here. I got the pleasure, about a year before he was diagnosed, flew out to his ranch in California and got to interview him. I actually got to dirty dance with him, and his wife Lisa didn't mind, but he was such a good soul, just a nice human being.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a great guy. We stayed friends. I'm still in touch with Lisa all the time. I was glad about a year and a half before he passed, I had dinner with him and Lisa and his brother Donnie at the ranch that you mentioned, the Rancho Bizarro. He was just a really good guy.
He did other movies, of course, that have staying power as well. Ghost, Red Dawn, Roadhouse, Point Break, passed away in 2009, as you mentioned, from pancreatic cancer, and then went on a journey to make people aware. He brought a lot of awareness to this disease. What is one of your best memories of Patrick? I'm going to ask each one of you.
When he was still living around the block from me, he had a DeLorean, and he got home from a movie and he wanted to go visit his horse at 1 a.m. So he called me up and said, "Will you come with me to visit the horse?" And Wendy was looking at me like, "This is insane." And I said to him, I said, "Okay, let's go." So it was like a 45-minute drive. We get up there, we see the horse for 10, 15 minutes. He hugs it. And then we are heading back to the car, and he said, "I don't think I can drive. You're going to have to drive us home." And I looked at him and I said, "I haven't driven a stick since high school." And so he said, "I'll teach you." So at 2 o'clock in the morning, he's teaching me how to drive a stick in his DeLorean. And I finally got it moving, and we drove home in second gear the entire way because I was too terrified to try to shift.
That's great. All right, next.
I think my best memory was when he actually did a charity event in my hometown of New Brunswick, New Jersey, and called me and said, "Why don't you come hang out with me?" And I said, "Okay." So I had these two records that RCA had given me. They were painted. You can see them up here. When I walked in, he looked at me and goes, "Oh man, those are really cool." He goes, "I never got one of those." And I said, "Yeah, you did." And he goes, "No, I didn't." And I handed him a record and I said, "Yeah, you did." And he just said to me, "You got to sign this for me." And I said, "Okay." So here's a picture of after I signed that record for Patrick, and then I had him sign my copy, which is up on my wall.
And lastly?
Yeah, well, I only met Patrick maybe once or twice, and it was after the Golden Globes, or maybe it was the Oscars. Patrick was just so congenial, and he opened up with us, and he was asking us, the record label was wanting him to maybe do a full record of his songs and him singing, and he was kind of asking myself and Frankie and what our thoughts were on it. So he was just a regular guy, and nice guy when I met him.
Yeah. The great thing about film and music is that it has staying power from generation to generation for a lifetime. And so Dirty Dancing, the original demo CDs, Frankie, it was good back then. It's great today. Tell us about this collection.
I did a cold call to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, knowing that Lisa was spending her time trying to help. And I said, we want to do something to give back. And she goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, well, they actually filmed the movie to our demos, to me singing Time of My Life and me singing Hungry Eyes. And I said, so I'd like to put those out on Facebook and sell them, and whatever proceeds come in, 100% we will give to pancreatic cancer. And you can go to, on Facebook, Dirty Dancing Demos, and you can purchase a piece of Dirty Dancing history.
Yeah, and we'll put a link on Great Day Houston as well. And the nice thing about today is we have social media as another way to spread that word and for people to access those CDs. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. And I just have to tell you personally, I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you, you and you. Thank you.
You got the gig, babe.
Yeah, you passed the audition.